This is a very short review of Fujifilm x100t. I purchased this a couple of months ago, replacing a DSLR and five lenses for it. Quite a big move for me, but I really wanted to just minimalise and to try and revitalise my passion for photography. That has certainly happened with this camera. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I'll put some images as we go, just highlighting some of the results that I've got from this. So a little bit about accessories first of all. I saw quite a number of other YouTube videos that were really great, and some of the things that I've plumped for, and some of my immediate thoughts on them. First of all is the Lensmate thumb holder. Really worth getting. I think it is a camera that you can potentially drop if you don't have a good grip on it. And that's not to detract from the overall handling of it. The quality of the build is fantastic, but I have found just having the thumb holder that goes into the shoe there just to be a really great investment. I haven't bothered with any of the buttons for the shutter release or anything like that. I really quite like the metal natural as it comes button like that. Something else people talk about getting a lens hood to protect it. Personally, I have found the lens cover that comes with it to be really good. Just pop it on and off, and I've actually found it absolutely fine. A couple of batteries there, because a number of the other reviews will tell you that the batteries life isn't great. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. If you're just going out and shooting a few shots in of a day, or carrying your camera every day like I tend to do, the battery lasts fine. Certainly, if you're out for a whole day shooting extensively, you will need at least a couple, and as you can see, I've got one in the camera there, and a couple of extras. Also, I did plump for the wide angle conversion lens. I do quite a lot of outdoor and landscape type stuff, and just having that little bit extra wide angle lens I found really useful, particularly just taking you from that 23mm fixed lens to a 19mm fixed lens for more wide shots has really been beneficial for me, and I'll show one or two examples of that. I did get an L plate adapter. This one here comes from Fittest. I bought it on eBay. It doesn't actually fit to the bottom of the camera absolutely perfect, but it's good enough to do the job, and of course you can then rotate very easily on. I have a Q mount ball head for my tripod, and I find it really great to be able to just switch between the landscape and the portrait format. There's a Koken P series adapter and filter holder there, which I've used once or twice, just for, again, particularly when using with that wide angle conversion lens on landscape type stuff. Some of the stuff about the camera, sorry, and as you can see, I've got just this very little low pro bag here. Oh, what a joy! I just carry it every day because I can put pretty much all the things I need on most day-to-day in there. The other thing I've got there is just an old mechanical cable release, because I've been using this camera a little bit for night photography, and I have to say it absolutely blows me away for night photography so far. Just the film simulation settings, I've tended to switch between Fuji Velvia and Chrome, and for me, as someone who used to shoot film, especially a lot of Fuji Velvia 50 slide film, it's really just wonderful to see the results you get out of the camera. The colour that comes out of this camera is absolutely wonderful. The lens is also incredibly sharp, and I wouldn't hesitate for a minute to use this for a wide variety of general shooting. It stops right down to f2, and obviously the depth of field there is very narrow, so it can be hard to get things really sharp, but it's exactly where you want it. But it really is fantastic. The other thing I would say is it's got 3 auto ISO settings, Really useful. Not something I've really used before, but essentially you can set the ISO to automatically select from say between 200 and 800, and only from a shutter speed say of a 60th of a second. At the lowest. If you're out and about, it sort of guarantees that you're going to get a certain level of sharpness in your image, and get the settings. If like me, you tend to shoot on aperture priority, that additional ISO settings have been great. I have found for outdoor stuff, I've been tending to quite often do most of my exposures, my focusing, sorry, manually, and then stop it down a third of a stop and or 2/3 of a stop, especially just to try and make sure that you're getting a really good dynamic range across the image. It's you know, what can I say? I may not have all the correct technical terms, but I just really enjoy this camera. It's fantastic. So if you're considering buying it, certainly give it a give it a go. It's just really excellent camera, and really high quality images coming out of it.